right, we're recording now, and I'm muting everybody. Okay, everybody's muted. Hopefully, as people pop on, it will mute them. But I don't know. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. All right, so what brought this whole thing up is because I know, oh crap, hold on, my Facebook is gonna be dinging. I'm in group chats, guys. I can't. Okay, so what brought this whole thing up is because I don't know, I know that a few of you guys have probably been in other direct sales companies before. I have not, but I've always heard of this thing, like the list of 100 people, right? Where you like make a list of like everybody that like you've looked at or talked to that you like have seen once in your life, and you like bug them about like hosting a party or whatever. I think that probably worked really well for people in the past, and that's why they were like, that became such like this like foundation that they kind of gave to like all direct sales companies, like, okay, make the list, and that's how you get customers and stuff. But the truth is, like, the people that you know, like, they don't care. You know, like, and like, yeah, we all have like really great products, and like we think that it might be something that they will like, but they don't want you hounding them. Okay, you don't like being hounded about stuff that you like don't want to buy, even if you do want to buy it. Like, there was just the other day, like, this has been happening over the course of a few weeks actually. This girl that is a customer of mine, she has like added me on Facebook, and I like her pictures sometimes, and we're like friends on Instagram or whatever, and I liked a picture that she posted, and now like, I mean, at least, like, I'm not exaggerating when I say I've received like 7 messages from her wanting me to buy whatever it was that I liked the picture of, you know. And it's like, when she first brought it up to me, I was like, okay, cool, I'll check this out, you know. And so I went and looked at it, but then like it became like every single time that she talked to me like about something about Agnes and Dora, she would twist it back around to this thing, you know. And I have another friend that is in another direct sales company that just recently has started doing this too. Every single conversation I have with her, it's about her business, you know. And it really turns people off. I understand the like appeal and how like you've heard people say this all the time, and like, I mean, you're like, okay, well, this is someone that I know, so I think that they will like this, but you have to let them come to you. Okay, you have to. And okay, hold on, I'm totally not even going off of my notes right now. That was just me like winging it. Okay. So there was this one thing, actually Aaron posted it in the group the other day. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but it's this guy named Tyson, and he does a really good talk about this, and he kind of talks about like the list and everything. And he's like, it's like if you opened a steakhouse and you kept bugging your vegan friend to come eat at your steakhouse, and were pissed off that they didn't want to come eat at your steakhouse, you know, like, you can't. Those are like totally different things, you know. So that's what it's like. If you have a friend that like you've seen wear leggings once, that doesn't mean that they want to buy your leggings, you know. Okay, so we've already talked about like what happens. It makes people mad. It's annoying. It's essentially, that list is what gives direct sales a bad name, and what makes people kind of like sketched out by it all. So I'm going to tell you guys what has worked for me, because I have not run my business as like direct salesy at all. I've ran it like, I've done one hostess party that was an in-home. I've never done any online hostess parties. I tried to do a Periscope party once, and that was an epic fail. So it really, like, I've really built mine just on like me being my own business, you know. And I think that has like a certain appeal to people, because people are over hosting parties. They really are. Like, I know that a lot of the people, like the Rads and the Gems and stuff, are really pushing us to host parties right now, and like the whole Cancun trip thing was like host parties and all this stuff. But I mean, as soon as we saw that, we were all like, that's not gonna happen. Like, totally not going to happen. And so ultimately, that's kind of what made them pull the Cancun trip, is because Lauren actually talked to Shanna and was like, no, like this is impossible, for one. Like there's even like all the top sellers of the company, they're not doing $4,000 hostess parties. That's impossible, you know? And part of why that's impossible is because people don't like those, you know? Okay, so I'm kind of getting off track, but okay, so 4 things that I have found that do actually work. Number 1, this one's always the biggest one. You guys have heard me talk about this a million times, and you will keep hearing me talk about it because I think that it is the most important, is targeting. You have to know who your target market is, and you have to be able to find them. You have to get in their head completely, know what they like, know what they don't like, know how they talk, know where they're at on the internet. You need to know all of that so that you can target them correctly. You can't just be like trying to find a needle in a haystack of all of your people that you've met ever that might like Agnes and Dora, okay? Number 2 is sharing. Just like, if you want to kind of get your friends into it and stuff, you can just share stuff on your personal page, but don't make it salesy. You know, it's the same thing kind of with Instagram. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, this is this much, you know, if you buy it today, blah, blah, blah. You know, you don't have to do that. Is if you share things and just post like pictures and stuff, talk about how happy it makes you and all that stuff, they're going to be drawn to that. Okay. They're going to be drawn to honesty. They're not going to be drawn to, this like salesy host a party stuff, you know? Another thing is excellent customer service. I think that is something that people kind of tend to overlook. I'm going to go deeper into all of these in a minute. I'm just telling you the bullet points right now. And then the last thing, is this even 4? Yeah, it is. Okay, the last thing is helping people and fixing their problem instead of just trying to make a sale or book a party, okay? You have to think about why what you have to sell them is going to be good for them. Why do they want it? Why do they need it, okay? All right, so targeting. I did kind of talk about that. Like, you guys really need to find out who your target market is, because everybody's target market is going to be different, okay? So if you haven't actually sat down and thought about it before and like written it down, like, it really helps to just take out a piece of paper and write down like an avatar of like who your target market is. Like, make up a person and like go into all of her characteristics, like get real creepy about it, okay? Like, be very creepy. Like, I want to know what she eats for breakfast, you know? Like, get serious about it, okay? And you also need to know where they hang out online. You know, you need to know, okay, is like, I know my target market, just for example, my target market is ages 25 to 35. A lot of those people are on Instagram. That's why I try so hard on Instagram, okay? Also, my target market is current or former LuLaRoe shoppers or consultants, and they hang out on Periscope. That's why I'm on Periscope. Okay, so you just have to think about like what platform you're on and what platform your target market is on. Because if your target market is on a completely different platform than you're focusing on, you might want to reevaluate and shift your focus, okay? Or at least like try to post there a little bit more to kind of draw people into the platform that you feel most comfortable with. You need to know what their likes and dislikes are, their interests, all of that. And this kind of ties into the last thing. You need to know exactly what their problem is and how you can fix it, okay? So for this is just for example. I know for my target market, a lot of my target market is LuLaRoe shoppers or consultants. Their problem is LuLaRoe. I can fix it because we're not LuLaRoe. You see what I mean? Okay, and then sharing. I did kind of talk about this, like posting like selfies and like pictures of you in the outfits and stuff without a sales pitch. You know, you can, I mean, you don't even have to say anything. You don't have to caption it at all. I've had lots of times where like on my personal page, I would just have Liam take a picture of me. I would post the same picture that I posted on my Instagram on my personal page, and then friends that I've had that haven't taken a look at Agnes and Dora at all, would message me and be like, hey, what is that? I need that, you know? And they come to you if you just kind of lay the eggs, plant the seeds, Plant the seeds and they will come to you. Okay. Um, another thing with sharing, and this is a big one too. So if you're writing stuff down, write this one down. Be vulnerable and let people see who you really are. Because I've seen a lot of people just like put up like their party link and stuff in their groups and just post pictures of clothes in their groups and don't say anything like about themselves, you know? I mean, and not necessarily even just your group, because I don't work too much off of my group, but like on Periscope, you know, or Instagram, like post things that like are just kind of you opening up, you know? I think a lot of the reason why people kind of caught on to me on Periscope is because I was just honest. And like even up to the other day when I did the little update thing on there, I had like at least 5 people message me after that. 5 people that are not on our team, not even on Lauren's downline or anything. I had at least 5 message me saying like, thank you, that helped me so much to hear that, you know? And I was just being honest. I wasn't like trying to get people to like feel a certain type of way, you know? I just turned on Periscope. I didn't have any plan of what I was going to say. I just kind of said it, you know? And I think that really helps because you're just opening up to people and letting them see that you're a real person, and that's going to attract them to you. And it's not like you have to like kind of say something that's controversial or anything, but like if you're just real about your life and like your real honest struggles that you've had, you know, like for me, I struggle with anxiety like bad, and I talk about that and people know that. And people that also struggle with that, they relate to me, and because of that, like it will kind of create a conversation on whatever platform you're using, like whether it be Periscope, Instagram, your group, whatever, and people will start talking to you, and what that does is that builds that know, like, and trust. That's what you need. Okay, write that down too if you haven't already, because I try to like drill that through your heads, but I don't know. I don't know if it hits home a lot of the time, but you have to have the know, like, and trust for them to purchase anything from you. Okay. Oh, I'm actually following my notes. Cool. Okay. Okay. Customer service. Okay. So you want to take care of your best customers, but also take really good care of your like brand new customers too. I'm not saying let them walk all over you, but you know, just like ship things in a timely manner, try to get back to their emails as quick as you can, you know, be nice, be professional. Don't just send them like 2-sentence replies or whatever, or 2-word replies, you know, like it can be short and stuff, but you know, thank them for reaching out to you, like reiterate their problem and fix it, you know? I know there's a fine line between fixing a problem and letting someone, you know, return something from October in February. Don't worry, that has really happened to me before, like honestly. And like an idiot, I said yes, and you know what? She continued to keep walking on me. So I had to cut ties with that customer. Okay. If they see you kind of get like lax like that, they're going to use that to their advantage and take advantage of you. But I mean, things like, you know, there's a lady just yesterday, or maybe the day before, her package got sent to her old address because, you know, PayPal does that thing sometimes where it like switches to an old address. So I got back to her quickly and I'm taking care of it for her, you know, things like that. So a piece of advice that I actually heard back when I was in beauty school, so this was 8 years ago, and it's kind of stuck with me, and it helped me to build my salon really well. Like in each salon that I worked in, it helped me build a clientele really quickly, is treat every client or customer, in this case, like they're your only one. So what that means is just be nice to them, be friendly, take care of them literally like they are your bread and butter, you know? Take care of them like that, and then they will take care of you too. They're going to refer people to you. They're going to keep shopping with you more, and again and again and again. They're going to spend more with you because they're happy and they trust you. Okay? Is everybody following? Okay, cool. Okay. Exceed expectation, and they will share your business without you asking them to. That's a big one too. Okay. Okay. So helping people instead of just trying to make a buck. This one, I think all of you guys actually do really well with this. I felt like I had to throw this in there just because of, I know that a lot of us can kind of get sucked into some of the things like in the buy sell trades or in the main rep page, and it's like a bloodbath in both of those places sometimes. So the thing that we have to remember, like, yes, we do have to sell things. Like, that's what we're here to do, is to sell things. However, if you're helping somebody with their problem, you know, whatever that problem may be, maybe that problem is they want a floral cardigan, you know, and you're helping them with that problem. That's going to make you sales. Okay. So I think something that I heard, I think it was that Tyson guy again. I'm pretty sure it was his little webinar thing that I was watching that this kind of struck a chord with me. You have to kind of change your mindset on like what sales are, because sales is actually more marketing than it is actually like closing the sale. You know, I know a lot of people kind of, and me too, at the beginning, I was like, okay, how do I like close sales? Like, what is that? Like, what is closing a sale? And so I read all these books and stuff about sales and closing the sale and all this stuff. And like, it all just kind of didn't really sit well with me. I felt like, oh, I don't want to be like a car salesman. You know, I didn't want to like freak people out or whatever, or be too pushy. But marketing is more important than sales, for one. But if you change your mindset about that and think of it as like, okay, I'm selling this to them, yes, but it's helping them, you know, then that's going to kind of change your attitude around it all. And you won't come across, no matter what you say, you're not going to come across like a car salesman if you have that in the back of your mind. Like, okay, I'm doing a service right now, you know? It's the same thing like whenever I do my wardrobe boxes and stuff, like I actually spend a lot of time on those, and each person I sit and I really think, and like sometimes I like switch out things like for like a couple of days. I'm like, okay, no, not that one. They're going to want this one more, you know, just because I actually sit and think about it, because I'm like, okay, this is what they wanted and this is how I'm helping them. Does that make sense? Okay, something else that you can think about too that will kind of help you with that, like helping them mindset, is if you think like, okay, why does Sally need this cardigan? Like, what is it going to do for her? How is it going to make her feel? Where is she going to wear it to? And if you take all of those things and say that to them, you know, like, and this is the same thing like what I do on Periscope. When I hold something up, I'm like, this is so cute. Like, this is how you're going to wear it. This is where you're going to wear it to. This is why you want it. This is the value, all of that stuff. That's helping them, which is in turn going to translate to sales. Okay. And this all kind of, it has to do with your mindset, but it also has to do with like the way that you speak about things. And that will come with time, but you just have to kind of get that in your head and keep practicing that, that helping them aspect of it, and not just like getting on Periscope and showing all of your stuff. Like, did anybody see Liam the other night? Did anyone catch that? Prime example of what not to do. Okay. Don't worry. He's been in every single scope, and he pulls that crap, you know, like prime example of what not to do. What he was doing was just showing things. He wasn't telling them how to claim it. He wasn't telling them where they're going to wear it, what it's going to do for them or anything. He put on a tank top and said it made him feel like a Frenchman. Okay. Like, not how you sell stuff. Okay. It's not how it helps them. However, I did leave it up only because it was funny and everybody thought it was really funny. So I left it up just for that reason, for entertainment purposes. Now he's coming back here. What?
You talking crap, woman?
Yeah, I am.
No, that's probably fair.
Just so you know, I did get like a bunch of messages saying how like hysterical that was.
I know. I'm funny. I'm funny as all hell.
Okay. All right. So you have to think about like everything that you post. Anytime that you post like, okay, I'm doing a sale, what's in it for her being your target market. I like really it will help you guys so much if you actually sit down and like kind of come up with like an avatar of like who your target market is, like come up with like a character for it, and think about like everything that she does, everything that she likes, and every time that you go to post something on Facebook, or every time that you go to post something on Instagram, or every time that you go to get on Periscope, kind of get into that mindset of talking to her, exactly to her, okay? And when you're like showing stuff on Periscope too, and even in like your live sales on Facebook, I don't know if any of you guys really do a ton of those. I think some of you do, actually. I can't do Facebook Live. First of all, it's weird because it's different. And also, my internet sucks, so it literally only works in my dining room when I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know why. So, like, sometimes whenever I get on live to you guys, you're the only people that I go live to. It's just you guys, because I can only do it in this one specific spot. But anyway, so just keep that in the back of your mind. What makes it worth it for her to buy from you? Why should she buy from you? You got to come up with that reason. Okay. That was really fast, guys. I was talking so fast. That was it. I'm going to actually, you guys can unmute yourself if you have a question, because we'll talk about this and then we'll just kind of chit chat. That was it. That was all. It's a quick little thing.
So that was everything.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You don't need a 100 bullet list. You don't. I've never had one. I've never done it, and I've been fine.
I've only approached like 2 people to see if they wanted to host this. Actually, I hit up a group of it's like a rant page basically for LuLaRoe consultants.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought about doing that, but I was too scared.
And I was like, hey guys, I'm new. I know a lot of you have experience. Can someone give me some legitimate advice on like how to get hostesses? And because there's a minimum of 14,000 people in there. So I had a few people volunteer for hostessing, and other people gave me suggestions on how to get out there and potentially meet people. But yeah.
Oh my God. But that's smart. That's super smart, because it was something that was in it for them. That's why that worked. That's why. And what was in it for them was them feeling like they were helping you and answering your question. That's what it was. It's very
well. I'm sure some of them were also interested in getting free clothes, because again, it's the consultant and the shopper mindset. So
yeah, that's so awesome. I have something to say about that too, but I'm gonna wait till we'll see if we have more questions. Remind me that, and then I'll stop recording if we don't have any more questions.
Okay.
That way I can post this on YouTube later, so that I can post it in our group. I have 2 separate YouTube accounts. I have one that is like my main one, and then one that like is kind of hidden. I just hope people don't find stuff.
Am I the only person who's going to unmute themselves?
Yes, so. Did I do that good, really?
Well, I mean, you pretty much covered everything. I feel like the target, I did a really poor job when you asked me to do the video for, like targeting your target market, because, well, UPS knocked on my door about 10 minutes after I started, and I had to deal with my husband and the dog and everything else. But
targeting is so important. Maybe we
can. It really isn't hard.
We can like, get together and do like an in-depth thing. Maybe we can.
The first thing you should do is just look in the mirror. Start with yourself, because that's the easiest way to figure out who's going to pay attention to you.
Yep, exactly. Totally agree.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hey, Lindy.
I feel like I'm struggling with who the target market is, not for like the big stuff, like the age part and the, that stuff. But it's the other stuff, the extra stuff. Like after I decided, all right, I'm going to do like 35 to 45. That was like kind of my idea. I did have it broader. I had it like 20 to 55 or something at first. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's not going to work. I'll do 35 to 45 because I'm turning 45 this year. So that could be my market, you know? But then after that, the other part, it's been hard for me to decide, you know, the rest of it, you know. And I know all the stuff I can pick, like places that I like to go and things that I like to do personally.
Yeah.
But it's all the little details. Like I feel like I'm just literally like guessing. Like when I do an ad, I told you I put like nurses in a certain county. You know what I'm like? I'll just pick that. You know, I was just like making it up basically.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
extremely
picking which
specific.
cities and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I'm not picking Florida because guess what? Only like 2 Floridians have bought stuff from me. All the rest have been across the whole US.
Yeah.
So
I think
I'm
another
not-
thing that I actually like that I didn't mention in this whole thing, but that I do think is a good way to kind of get new eyes, especially if you're wanting to get some local eyes on your stuff, is vendor events. And the only reason why I haven't mentioned that before is because I haven't done one, so I don't know how to help you guys with them, but there are some good videos that I can share with you guys about that. But I think Andrea did a vendor event. Is she even on here?
I don't think so.
She was a little bit ago.
Andrea's
I don't know.
Oh,
Now I did do good on I had 5 Agnes and Dora reps come over to my house on Saturday from all over actually the state.
Yeah.
One lady was from 2 hours away and I was like, what? But when we were here, I said, listen, guys, the main thing I want to do is for you guys to tell me and each other how we can support each other for vendor events because we're close, you know. And some of them have done them, some of them haven't. Now one of the girls told me that her average was $100, and I was like,
okay, so that's the thing. Like
That's
vendor events
weird.
are like about sales, though. That's what you have to keep in mind. Is it's about networking and marketing. Like
yeah.
it's
She
the
said I hand my card out to every vendor. You know what I mean? Like she does that stuff.
and you have to make sure like the type of vendor event it is too. Like if it's like a women's expo, like what Andrea did, like a big women's expo, like yeah, like all day. I don't care how much it is. Like you want to be in ones like that, you know? Because that networking, like I mean, it would cost you way more than that to get that many eyes on your stuff in like a Facebook ad or something. So, and I mean, this is the thing with the ads too. Like you want to be careful with like Facebook ads until you have like a really solid target market. I would say if you are going to do them to kind of test it out and see like what works better for you, do like $5 ads, like for like a day, you know, and, only run it for a day and do it $5 and see how it goes and then change it up and then do another $5. This is what I did at the very beginning of June when I was testing stuff out and everything like this. This is when I figured this out, was June, you guys. I had no idea. I figured this out in June. That's what I did. I would run like little $5 ads, and that's how I kind of narrowed it down. I don't even know how many different audiences, like 15 or 20, not even exaggerating. There was a lot of different audiences and I changed each one drastically, you know, to see which one kind of like went better. And that can kind of help. But I think those things that like the little things that you think like that you like, you know, that's still going to be your target market because you'll be able to connect with them.
Right.
Like I do some targeting in like hairstylists and stuff because I get that, you know. I don't do it as heavily as I do LuLaRoe. Like LuLaRoe is basically like what I'm zeroed in on, but yeah, I think just take those little things that like you are into and use those to your advantage, and that can be your target market too. That's the cool part about it is there's no like just like box like, okay, this one's your target market and this one's your target market and this one's your target market. It's not pre-made for you, you know? You get to make all of the little pieces of what your target market is. And you'll find a bunch of people. And they'll be able to find you too. Okay, do we have any other questions? No? Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. The